Let's start off with this dbrand story and Casetify story.
Yeah.
Because I think it's actually really funny.
Big drama energy going on
It's
here.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, and I got a heads up about this before, but basically, it's all out there now. Zach, Jervig, everything made a video detailing it.
Yep.
The high-level overview is dbrand has made a bunch of cases with Zach with the teardown skin. So a bunch of skins that look like the inside of a phone, but they're like cleaned up and have a bunch of cool Easter eggs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Casetify, a huge case company, decided to also make a similarly themed but different named teardown skin for their stuff and cases for their stuff. And just straight ripped a bunch of dbrand's designs.
Yep.
In a way where it's not just a straight rip, but you can tell they tried to hide some of it.
They slightly Photoshopped stuff out.
They did a
but
poor
they
job.
missed so many Easter eggs that made it clearly the dbrand skin.
Yeah, so that's the high-level overview, but the details are so much more funny because the way Zach's video presented all of it was so kind, so nice.
And the funny is more stuff came out after the video went live that people realized that they had been ripping skins for a while before that.
Yeah, so I think basically some intern or some artist at Casetify,
probably an intern,
was like hired. They probably were told, hey, we need some cool new ideas. And they went, right-click, save as,
literally
import into Photoshop, tweak some things, and then went, look at this cool thing I came up with. And they were like, whoa.
Yeah.
This looks very similar to what dbrand did.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's far away enough? And they're like, no, trust me, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah. So the funny thing about this is that originally they launched a line of skins called Inside Parts.
That's what it's called.
Yeah. Well, that was the original lineup. Mm-hmm. So this was launched a long time ago. And they got not in trouble, but people started making fun of them, including dbrand, like quote tweeted them on Twitter and then made a bunch of fun of them because the Inside Parts skin was taken from one phone, and no matter what phone you bought the skin for, it was the insides of the one phone.
Right.
So it was the incorrect inside of most of the phones that the skins
Which
were
was
for.
an iPhone, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
That's
so
hilarious.
So you had like an A15 processor on your Galaxy S23
Yeah,
Ultra.
which is like fine for a lot of people, but if you're willing to dig into the weeds and get nerdy about it, you can do way better than that.
Yeah. So then they came out with a new line called Inside Out, which did represent the right device per case. But then dbrand noticed that they probably didn't do their own work of making them themselves because of all of the little Easter eggs. There was stuff like 11.11.11, which was dbrand's founding date of the company.
Whoops.
There was R0807, which is supposed to spell robots, because, dbrand robots, and Casetify has nothing to do with that.
Also forgot to take that
They
out.
even had the quote, glass is glass and glass breaks. And it's like, do you really think that that's going to be part of the inside of a phone?
Huge miss there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, big miss.
I think that the number one thing I learned actually about this is how much effort it takes to make a teardown skin.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The process that they detailed was it's impressive. You obviously can just take the back off of a phone and, put it up against a scanner, scan it, and just like print that. If you really wanted to, you could do that too.
It's way uglier.
Yeah, it's way uglier, and they wanted to give it some pops of color and some high resolution like detail and some cool looks. So they're adapting the actual accurate inside of the back of the phone and then adding some things like an exposed wireless charging coil for a touch of copper, or maybe like adding some text, like you said, some Easter eggs and some fun stuff, boosting contrast in certain places, etc.
Yeah.
So they really go above and beyond to make those, which is cool.
Yeah. So dbrand is issuing a federal lawsuit against Casetify in the 8 figures, which could be between $10 million and $100 million.
That's a big
company. Which is a lot of money.
Casetify is a big company.
And then Casetify went on Twitter and
this is horrible.
they were like, we are investigating reports of this. We have always been a bastion of, what did they say? Originality. Which, okay. And then it gets deeper. It gets worse. Don't worry. And then someone pointed out that they had a line of X-rayed skins as well, that people realized they had literally just taken from iFixit's website. They right-clicked, saved as
again
for iFixit scans.
Nice.
Yeah, and then iFixit made a statement on Twitter as well that was roasting them too, and it just became this whole thing. And it's like, bastion of originality where you're just stealing everyone's stuff.
If you have to call yourself a bastion of originality, you probably aren't one.
Yeah.
I think that's probably
We've always been a bastion of originality. Yeah. So the same day that dbrand launched the lawsuit, which they made a whole media event of, by the way, they sent people emails saying we're suing
Oh,
Casetify.
yeah. They're literally using it as press.
Oh, yeah.
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 Like us talking about it on the podcast, is they're probably watching this like, yes, keep going, keep talking about it.
Yeah.
So, they're getting a lot out of this for sure.
And they launched a new set of skins, a new set of X-ray skins with Zach, with a 50 micron X-ray machine, which is
like
very, very fine detail. Yeah, pretty much.
Good for them. Good for them. Oh, disclaimer. dbrand is a channel sponsor on the main channel.
Right.
I don't know if you have heard that before. But just so we get it out
Sounds
of the way.
familiar.
Yeah, you've probably heard that said before, but just in case you didn't know.
Do you guys want to see my impression of a noble gas?
Yes.
Oh, good heavens, I am quite inert with my full valence electrons and all of this money and nobility in my coffers.
You forgot your crown.
Oh,
Ellis,
yeah,
do you have back pain
yeah, no. Why? What?
from carrying all those valence electrons?
No! This is why we don't do hardcore science on the podcast.
Why
for
not?
everyone that's asking. Because it always ends up like this, David.
What's wrong with that?
Because people should be clicking the like and subscribe button, and instead they're listening to me telling possibly the worst joke I've ever had to tell.
Why
on
can't they
air.
click the like and subscribe button while listening to the worst joke they've ever heard on air?
You know, because I think that joke was so bad it might have turned some people away. But if you really like us,
I really liked it. And it made me subscribe.
Hit the button.
You know you want to.